and not in, the way that Western culture thinks.
Oh, of course.
Tantra, not
Yeah.
not that, but the real Tantra,
Yes.
using yantras and mantra and ritual and stuff like that. The ancient tools. So yeah,
Yeah,
and
you
it'll
can,
build.
and and these courses are available. And you can pre-order. They come. How do they come? Do they come? I don't know how they come. Do you just the people can pay for the lessons, and you have, gosh, you've got so many courses that you do offer. And I would encourage everybody to go on to Shannon's site and have a look. And they're beautiful, beautiful. Um, and, one of the programs that I was looking at is spiritual coaching. So could you explain to our listeners what this is and how it works?
For sure. So I'm an ordained metaphysical minister, and through the International Metaphysical Ministry, I'm able to offer spiritual counseling. I'm not taking any new clients at the moment, but I've worked with thousands of people in the past 15 years, and it actually, interestingly, didn't start in the metaphysical world. It started in the business world over 20 years ago. So when I was coaching and consulting salespeople, I was a manager of a firm and worked with multiple teams. So coaching, has always been in there. And I guess you could say it's slowly transformed from coaching in business, how to get more leads, how to do public speaking, how to work with your territory. And it changed into how to live in life, right? Energy and wellness. So,
yeah. Wow, that's really beautiful, because I think if people are more spiritual in their work from day to day, it makes for a much more beautiful experience for you, I would think. And we can talk more about this on another podcast. Yeah, you know where I'm going with that. But I do want to ask you, we all know how important our personal diet choices are and living our best healthy lives. Do you have a specific regime that you follow that you would recommend? Because we have to feed our souls and our spirits and our bodies.
Yeah, absolutely. And people aren't going to like it. They're not going to like the diet that I'm on. But I'll share it with you. And I have some tips on that too. But personally, right now I'm on a sadhana. So I'm on day 317.
Goodness.
Of this. So it's diet, and then asana, kriya, pranayama, dhyana. So preparing for something called samyama, which is simultaneous practice of dharana, dhyana, and samadhi. So I'm preparing for this, day 317. I'll probably be on this until I think around March of 2022. So it's mainly highly pranic food, no onions, no garlic. In Ayurveda, those are used as very powerful medicines, but not to be eaten regularly as they're negatively pranic. No caffeine. No stimulants. I know. No alcohol, vegan. You want to, and if you do have to eat meat, you want to eat as furthest away from your DNA as possible. So they say, fish if you have to, and then chicken, and then like red meat would be the furthest away. And I try to eat as much raw as I can as well. So I know this is definitely not for anyone, but if you're on a sadhana, and there's a specific goal in mind, and you can physically and energetically feel what different foods do to you, you have to be extremely careful about what you eat, because foods, they affect our flow of energy in the human body. It makes a difference, and you have to make wise choices. And I always, just like to if you look at the food and you say, will this give me life? That's kind of a good way to discern whether or not.
Yes.
And just being conscious of GMOs, pesticides, it's important, because making sure you're not filling up the body with things that shouldn't be in it, that are toxic. Just be nice to your body. I think everyone has developed their intuition enough to know whether or not what they should or shouldn't eat, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And the more you do this, the more your intuitiveness sharpens, you know?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Um, and I do have, and our interview is going so fast today. What is your go-to yoga pose or meditation mantra that works instantly to relieve stress and sort of bring a sense of calm and quiet back to your being?
The magic one, the one that's magic.
We
There's
want the magic
actually
one.
the magic one. There are definitely a few things that I use here, but the go-to right away definitely would be Nadi Shodhana, so alternate nostril breathing. And I'd say as long as you can, really. So starting with 6 minutes and up to 20 minutes. So I do 20 minutes 3 times a day. So
Wow.
if you're building it into a regular practice, you want to do it before sunrise, at noon, and before sunset, because those are the times where the energy and the magnetism in the earth is at the strongest.
Right.
So it's beneficial for balancing the nadis and bringing the kundalini up, Sushumna. But if it's like an emergency situation, you just sit down and do your alternate nostril breathing, because it balances the left and the right brain, and it helps to calm the system. And it's so great for balancing the nadis there. I'm trying to think of a video. There's one on YouTube from Isha Foundation. I believe it's called
Yes.
Yoga for Peace.
Yes.
Yeah, and they do they call it Nadi Shuddhi.
Yes.
And that's a great practice. And then I also have a pranayama course that should be ready to launch, I think, in the next couple of weeks, and it'll be in there too. But you can find it online anywhere, and I'm sure most of your yoga practitioners would know it anyway. But Nadi Shodhana, balancing the nadis. The second thing I would say is Om chanting in the pronunciation of all three sounds, the A, U, Ma.
Yes.
So 21 times, starting with 21 times, up to 20 minutes. Or if you're brave, you could do 108 Ohms. But with Om, it's such a powerful mantra that, when we go into these practices, mantra can bring up things. So,
Yes. Yeah. Be
are you
prepared.
ready for like a psychotherapy session
Yes.
afterwards?
Yeah.
But it's definitely a great thing to do for balancing. Even in my practice, I start with Nadi Shodhana and then go into Om chanting for 20 minutes. So it's just, but you could just do even just a quick few Ohms really helps to balance it out. But making sure you get the rather than the Om.
Yes.
So getting those 3 different sounds in there. And yoga pose would have to be something called Nadi Vibhajan, which is cat stretch. And this is so important for the spine and the energy system. And actually, when I was studying with Deepak Chopra, he said, if you only do one pose a day, make sure that it's cat stretch. And it does something with the vagus nerve, which is super important. So that would be balancing the nadis, Nadi Shodhana or Nadi Shuddhi, Om chanting, and then cat stretch would be what I would use as the go-to. Mm-hmm.
Nobody has ever said the cat stretch. Nobody has ever said that. No. And I find it the one posture that most students can do and feel really good about it. And I find that really interesting. And I'm so glad that you said that, because it's one of my favorites too. I just it's like spinal flossing, and it kind of gets in there and just sort of moves everything around, and you feel you open up the front of the heart and the back of the heart. And I love that about that posture. Shannon, I didn't get to all my questions with you today, but I know that if you folks are interested and you want to really find out more about Shannon Smadella, you can go onto her site, and Shannon Smadella .com. Am I correct? I am correct.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I am correct.
Yep. There's also insight-global.org that they can go onto as well. And
And they can find now if they go to Shannon Smadella, that will link to the Insight Foundation. The
It
Insight
will.
Global. Yeah, it will.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Okay.
definitely. And I was going to say, just because of the time that we're in it globally right now, I am offering the Yoga Nidra course for free. And hoping that they give a good testimonial or some testimony if they do like it for an energy exchange. So they just need to use Nidra free as a code if they want to get that one for free in there.
Beautiful. Oh my goodness. Thank you, Shannon, for joining us on Yin Yoga Lifestyle today. You've brought calmness and balance to our listeners and to me. I'm very, very relaxed right now just listening to your voice. Thank you.
Oh, so good. I'm so happy
your mountain,
to be here.
Right? Shannon's up on her mountain with the snow falling around her right now. So beautiful image there. And if you would like more information about Shannon Smadella, please visit shannonsmadella.com, and that will take you all the way over to the insightglobal.ca. And many thanks again, Shannon, for being with us on Yin Yoga Lifestyle.
Thanks so much, Colette. Thanks for having me.
And please don't forget to visit yinyogalifestyle.com, and you can subscribe to our yinyogalifestyle.com newsletter. You can find free yin yoga videos on the site, and you can join live Zoom, as everybody's doing, online yin yoga classes, and of course receive your first class for free. Let's get you started on your daily yin yoga routine. And thank you, all the listeners, for joining Yin Yoga Lifestyle, adding enlightenment, calm, balance, and creativity to your everyday life. I am your host, Colette Darville. Join us next time to continue our journey of balancing into a state of perfect harmony. Until then, this is Colette Darville, reminding you to inhale, sow, and exhale, hum.